So if you're out there starting a business, get excited about 100 Instagram followers. Get excited about 50 Instagram followers. Fill a room with those 50 people. That's amazing. And that's 50 people or 100 people that you can change their life. You can have an impact. You can make a difference, because that's why we're successful, because we've always approached this from the energy of, I'm going to act like this is a $1 million or a million audience, whatever. It's already there. That's how we're going to show up, is like giving it our all. And that's how you need to approach every project, every dream, every vision, every start of a business, whatever it is. That's the energy of the quantum goddess. Hello and welcome to another episode of Goddess Hangs.
Episode 59.
Woo! 59 episodes. We made it,
We've
people.
made it.
Almost 60. I can't believe it. I'm Sadie.
And I'm Juliet.
Obviously. And we created Goddess Hangs to make the world of mindset, manifestation, and magic more relatable.
And more fun. So much fun.
We're so excited about today. I was like, where am I going? We are launching Quantum Goddess, our 12-week group coaching program tonight. Yeah.
At midnight. At
So
the stroke of midnight.
The stroke of midnight Pacific time. If you're listening to this the first day it comes out, we will be launching Quantum Goddess. And if you're here on the second day it came out, it might already be sold out. We don't know.
We don't know.
That's what we're manifesting.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into sort of the nitty gritty. Think of this as a mini masterclass on what Quantum Goddess is all about. And we're going to share some of our big wins, which once we wrote them all out, I was like, holy shit.
Who are these girls?
We created a lot this past year, but wow, we've been busy.
I know.
But we didn't feel like we were busy.
No, but we
That's
had
the
so much
crazy
fun. We were having fun. I think I got stressed once because I was trying to build the website or something, and that was driving me bananas. But every other moment of the journey has been genuinely very fun.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though, Juliet, what's new with you?
Okay, so per our last episode,
how's Sparkle doing?
Oh my God, Sparkle was on the floor this morning, so I must have tossed her. She does sleep in my bed with me. I guess I'm admitting that now. And she's quite heavy, and so I woke up with her just like on the floor, and so I don't know if she came to life and jumped out of bed.
Oh my gosh, she's moving around now.
Sparkle's fine, thank you. Okay, let's see. I wrote down what's new with me. I had a really big cry last night.
Ooh, good.
It is good because
it doesn't feel good at the time, but
I needed it. I needed it ever since I started my magical SSRI medication 3 years ago. I cry way less. But sometimes you really need to cry.
Yeah.
So last night I was just, and you can tell when it's coming because you're just getting all like everything's making you mad even though nothing's wrong. And I looked in my purse, and I just visited my family, and my mom had left like a note in my purse with like a little gift. And I did not realize she had done this, and that was enough. Like that just broke open the emotions, and then I just started bawling to Victor about like, we're just having a situation with our upstairs neighbor.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, it's not fair, and I'm so respectful. And he let me cry for about 15 minutes, and he said nothing.
Sometimes that's what you need.
Which is, I think, what he's learned after 5 years of Juliet. I don't need the logic. I don't need the rationale.
Yeah.
I just need you to listen and nod. And then at the end,
agree with me, even if I'm being a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just saying, yeah, that does suck, babe. You're right.
Absolutely.
Get it out.
Absolutely. And at the end of it, he looks at me and he goes, would you like me to draw you a bath? And I said, yeah. And so I'm like pulling myself together, and then he's like, okay, you can go in and it's ready. And he like did a bath and he put like lavender Epsom salts and he lit a candle and he's like, relax. And then he went and watched Happy Feet. And that was our with the surround sound system that he just bought. And I came home and this is right as I was about to lose it. He had put the speakers like in the middle of the room and it just, in my opinion, looked so tacky. And I was like, I hate that. I don't like that there. We didn't talk about that. And after I said, honey, I'm sorry. Thank you for buying us a beautiful sound system. And can they go in the corners, not in the middle of the room, please?
I know. Craig recently got his surround system too. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of things to stick around our small living room.
Wait, when did this happen?
When we got our new TV, so a while ago. There's the big one is like now hidden underneath a table, so you can't see.
What is it with women, maybe, or just maybe not women, but just us, and not wanting to see a bunch of things?
Thankfully, most of there's like two small ones, and I kind of hid them.
Okay,
but it was a lot of debating.
Oh my God, it was an ordeal in my home
here
too.
And all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I don't even turn it on most of the time. I forget. And Craig walks in, he's like, why don't you have it hooked up? I'm like, it's another step. I don't.
That's so funny.
It is cool though. We're watching the Witcher series right now, and it's like action, so it's pretty cool for that, I will admit.
I know when we were watching, well, I came in at the end of Happy Feet after I had done my magical bath, which God bless Victor. That was
really
so
nice.
and I came up to him after and I said, honey, you just won like the Academy Award of how to handle that situation. I said, you are so good. So I wrote that down. Cry and bath. Check. But yeah, I just needed a good cry, and I feel so much better today. And I had all this tension built up too because I was creating this idea in my head that somebody was going to come after me legally. Yeah. And then I found out that it's
Juliet was texting me about this, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
I don't usually become paranoid. It's not usually like a trait that I have, but I was like, oh my God, like they're going to come for us and they're going to sue me. And Sadie's like, no, it's not going to happen.
Not going to do that.
And then I looked into it and it's not even an enforceable thing.
Exactly.
So I'm free. And
free.
I cried and I took a bath.
Well, it's interesting that you had all of these big releases and clearing things, because we are going to be mysterious, but we have a very big meeting tomorrow. So road opening. Yeah. Clearing the way.
I know. I wrote that down too. I said, change brewing, big things.
Change is a brewing around us.
So yeah, I was going to say wish us luck, but it will have already happened by the time this comes out. But it's definitely the biggest meeting I've ever been a part of.
And we've had some really big meetings. Yeah.
And even in like my music career, I've had some really outstanding meetings. Like this is the biggest one.
I keep just like kind of forgetting about it, and then I think about who we're actually meeting with and what it actually is, and then my stomach flips and I'm just like, holy fucking shit balls.
Okay, we'll tell you. It's Nick Jonas.
The
Jonas Brothers.
We're interviewing them on Goddess Hangs. Although, I wish. Manifesting.
I love that. I used to be so obsessed with Nick Jonas.
Okay, I was going to say which brother? Same, Nick Jonas.
Really? The same one? Okay. So I was at a level,
I'm still pretty obsessed with him.
Where there were all these like TMZ articles in 2008 or 9 or 10 that he would go to Pins Bowling all the time. And so I just began frequenting Pins Bowling.
I love that.
Dressed cute in hopes that we would just have a meet cute.
Run into one another.
And then I would like not go one night, and then it would be like Nick Jonas and friends, laugh it up at Pins Bowling. I was like, oh, the one night.
I've been there every night this week. That's exactly the shit I would do if I had lived here at that time. I'm probably like a head taller than him though, so which is fine. But
yeah, it is fine. There was a friend of mine who was driving, and she knew that I wanted to meet him really badly, and he happened to be driving next to her. And so for like the 2 or 3 miles,
motioning like, roll down your window.
No, but this is what the strategy was. For the 2 or 3 miles on this boulevard that they were driving next to each other, she intentionally stayed in the blind spot because she wanted him to hit her so that they would have to meet.
Oh my God,
But
that is
that's what they
hilarious.
didn't-
Wow, great strategy.
I know.
I'm keeping that one in mind when I drive next to my I'm driving next
Just
to one of
stay
my
in the blind
idols.
spot. Hide in
That's
plain
so
sight.
funny.
Anyways, that's
Keeping that one in the bank.
And then what else is new? Oh, my little baby miniature ebook, Glittering Go-Getter.
Is it
out.
available now?
It's out and
we'll
it's
have the link in the
available.
show notes. Tell us a little bit more about it, Juliet.
Well, you know, go-getting can sometimes seem very competitive, very like cutthroat.
It's a little unnatural if you're really into your feminine, right?
Right. It's more of a masculine trait. But I've always, and sort of in the way that we'll talk about later in the episode, like what we've called in this past year, I love go-getting. It's like my favorite thing to do. I think it can be really fun, really exciting, really intuitive, really sparkly, really playful. And so for people who feel like, I don't even know where to start with go-getting, this is a perfect little baby handbook, and I share all the juicy things that I have gone and gotten. And I really went through my memories, and I was like, oh yeah, I was in Diplo's house, and oh yeah, like just all these weird things that happened because like I made a call, or I sent the DM, or I made the email, or I asked for a referral, or like you just continue to put yourself out there. And I give really clear strategies of like how to do it and what not to take personally, and like the best techniques for success in go-getting. And it will really work no matter what like field you're in, what interest you have. So yeah, it's a little baby pixie dust sprinkle of go-getting in a feminine, fun way. And you can get it on my website, and we'll link it.
Yes, we'll link it in the show notes. And that's really like, I'm so grateful to have you as my like business partner, not only friend, but business partner, because I come up with so many fantastical ideas, and you come up with fantastical ideas as well. But I'm not as naturally in my go-getting energy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've created so much in my own business separately and gone out there and sold it and all of that stuff, but especially when it comes to like we need to reach out to others to make shit happen, I'm more of like, if it's something I can do all on my own, I will make it happen. I will go get that thing, I will create it, I will sell it. But I'm it's not natural for me to like put my feelers out there and be like, we have this thing to tell you, we have this thing for us to be a part of. And Juliet's just like, no problem, I got this, and calling and emailing, and it's pretty incredible. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be a hell of an investment to get this ebook. So everyone grab your copy.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I love having like a clear direction, and you give me so many clear, concise directions, and we're constantly like bouncing ideas off of each other and refining things. And once I always felt that if I had a business, it would do really well because I know how to go out and get things.
Yep.
And so I ran into walls for a long time, I feel like, because I was only doing the artist thing. And I still went out and got a lot of amazing things, but I was like, no, but I know if it's a business, it's good. Like, so this is like such a playground for me. I think go-getting is just a really fun way to play.
And it is an art in itself.
It is an art. The art of being a glittering go-getter. So that's really all what's new with me, other than Change Brewing, Cry and Bath, Glittering Go-Getter, and I'm going to San Diego this weekend.
Oh, I'm going to New Orleans this weekend.
Oh,
very excited. But if I wasn't going to New Orleans, I would have been going to San Diego because Craig's going for a show, and it's like,
oh, how funny, with
his two comedian friends that have girlfriends my age. Of course, Craig included as well. They're all older than us, but I've one of my intentions in the new year, I was like, babe, I want to spend more social time with like couples, you know?
Oh, that's nice.
And so he invited me, and I was like, oh, that would have been like the most fun weekend to go with these other two comedians and their girls. But sadly, I'm in New Orleans, and I'm gonna have an amazing time for my friend's 30th birthday. So shoot, too many amazing offers for things to do. But
is it Haley's birthday? Okay. You must understand how often we talk about her dog in our household.
Gus.
Constantly.
Shout out. This could be Gus.
But you lying. I love Gus. Hello, Gus. And happy birthday to Haley.
Happy birthday,
who hosted
Haley.
us in New York.
Yes, she's the best hostess.
So wonderful.
Yeah.
So wonderful.
So it's very exciting. I'm in charge of finding us a haunted tour to take. I've sent multiple to the group chat, no responses. And I'm like, I'll go on a haunted tour by myself if I have to. New Orleans is super haunted, and I am so looking forward to it.
Oh my God, fun.
So yeah, I'm very, very, very excited for that.
What else is new with you besides going to New Orleans?
I also took some notes. Yeah, so by the time when this episode drops, it'll be like the weekend after. So I'm curious how I'll be doing after that. So, one thing that I want to talk about was, this was actually a few weeks ago now, but we've just had so much going on and so much to talk about, I forgot. But I was a guest on the podcast Psychic Scoop with Spirit Sis. Her name's Steffi, who we realized were neighbors, basically. Like, she lives in the same city as me, which we like got on on like Zoom to do the interview. And she's like, oh, so do you live in LA? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, well, actually, no, not really. I live outside of LA in a beach town. And she was like, which one? And I was like, I told her the one. And she was like, oh my God, that's where I live. And we're like, what? Like, when you find people on the internet, you just assume you live in completely different places, right? So I got sick, and then I'm going out of town. So we haven't actually met yet, but I'm excited to have like a psychic spiritual friend, a local neighbor to hang out with. But the episode was super fun. She asked me lots of questions about being a witch. I'll try to remember to link the interview in the show notes as well. She's incredible. Her Instagram is @spirit_sis, but she's a psychic medium and an astrologer. Ooh. She teaches intuition and all sorts of things. Hi, Boo, you want to come up here? Boo Boo. And so in every episode, she has someone that she interviews. She tells you some stuff about your birth chart, and it was really interesting. She gave me some new insights, and she was like kind of laughing. She was like, oh my gosh, your birth chart could not be more on brand with the business that you've created.
Really?
And so some of the stuff I knew I had a stellium, which means 3 or more planets in a certain thing, in Leo. But I also have one in Capricorn, which I didn't realize. Oh, and like you do too. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, that's sort of the like business energy, more organized energy. And I definitely have that as well. And then I also have a lot of planets in the 8th house, which has a lot of interest in like the occult and death and things like that. Of course, very me. So it was really cool and really interesting. And so if you want to learn more about me and how my chart is on brand, you can take a listen to that. But it was just really cool to hear some new insights that I hadn't heard before. And something that really startled me was that I had mentioned in the interview that my mom, has passed. And then when she was looking at my chart, she asked me, she said, did that happen? I see in your chart that around age 24 that you experienced a big loss. And I was like, my mom passed 2 days before my 24th birthday. Whoa. I was like, you can see that in an astrology chart? That's crazy. And also, thank God that nobody told me. I'm like, can you see that? Like, when I was 20, could you have seen that I was going to experience something? I think an astrologer would know better than to tell somebody that if you're going to the right one. You don't want to learn something scary like that. But I thought that was, I was like, holy shit. And then when, unfortunately, we had stopped recording, I would have been totally open to her having shared it. But when we stopped recording, she was like, okay, so your mom has been here the entire time. I kept asking her to back off a little because I was trying to focus on asking you questions, and I wasn't sure if you were open to, getting a reading on air. But can I tell you some stuff that I'm feeling? And I was like, obviously, want to experience my mom through a medium any chance I get. So she was like, okay, well, I'm feeling like a tightness in my chest. And I was like, that makes sense. She had lung cancer. And she was telling me she's like, okay, like I'm seeing like this pink carnation flower. And it was so bizarre because like the night before or 2 nights before, I was at Michael's and I was picking out all sorts of stuff to make art for my art estates that I've been doing lately, and I was just kind of picking random stuff because I wanted to make a collage style thing, and I stopped and looked at these fake pink carnation flowers, and I was like debating buying them and snipping them off to like glue on my collage thing, but they were like too expensive for like a few things, so I didn't get them. But it was just very, very specific, right? I was like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. And then she was like, she was like, your mom's saying like, why don't you paint anymore? You love to paint, like you need to paint. And I was like, Steffi, right before we got on this call, I posted a reels for the first time showing the first painting I've made in like a decade. Like, that is so bizarre. And she was like, oh my God, no way. And then I had forgotten about this. She was like, okay, I think she's like, I'm curious if this was like your childhood bedroom, or I don't know what this room would be meaningful to you, but I'm seeing like pink and like clouds. And I was like, yeah, me and my mom, the first house that my parents ever owned, we painted my room pink and we used a sponge to make it look like clouds. And I had completely forgotten about that and that we had done that together. And, you know, it was just something that a medium couldn't just, you know, I fully believe in mediumship. Obviously, we're both capable of doing it, but it was just something new that hadn't come through before and that I forgot about. And then she was telling me what my childhood bedroom looked like through my mom's eyes. It was just so cool. And she was like, well, your mom wants you to paint a wall like that in your apartment. And I was like, I'm going to get a really big canvas and paint it like that, but I'm not going to paint a whole wall, Mom. I'm sorry.
I wonder if, because you've been talking about wanting to do up this wall, I wonder if it was just an emphasis on like, oh,
yeah,
hello, sweet girl,
do this wall. I mean, do you think
Craig
and us, we share this podcast wall, but maybe he wants a pink cloud. That would be a cute background for us.
Oh,
pink clouds. But yeah, so that was really, really cool, really special. And she said some other really beautiful things. She said that like my mom's spirit had elevated out of her body before she actually physically passed. So she didn't feel like any pain. She didn't feel fear. Like, it was really, really peaceful, which was really beautiful to hear. And it wasn't something that I had worried about much, but it's just nice to hear that. But yeah, so that was really cool. Check out Spirit Sis Steffi, shout out. And then I wanted to talk about this new thing I've been doing since the new year, morning pages. Ooh. Which you might have heard people talk about it. It's a thing in the mindset personal development community. But the idea is that you wake up each morning and you write 3 pages. Ideally, you're like writing like freehand, but you can also like type in your computer or your phone if you want to. But it's 3 pages, not like 3 pages like front, back, just like 3 sides. I do. And there's no agenda to it. It's just free flow thought, just like whatever comes up. And I decided to do this because I started reading the book The Artist's Way, which takes you through like a 12-week course. I can't remember. It's by Julia Cameron, I think. And that's why I started painting, because she talks about a once a week artist day and every morning doing morning pages, and it just opens up your creativity. And even if you're not like an artist, which I've never really thought of myself as an artist, even though I'm very creative, and I mean, most of my jobs were like visual merchandising and stuff, so I guess I am an artist. But it's been really interesting. In the morning pages, it's been like 1 full month, because I started like the week before the new year. I can't emphasize enough how fucking life-changing it's been in 1 month.
Really?
It's been absolutely insane, and everyone needs to do this, because I'll explain some things, but I just want to say, like, if you're like, I don't know, that it does take like 30 to 40 minutes every morning. It's not, it's like free handwriting for 3 pages. So it is a little bit of a time commitment. And if I had still had my like old job where I had to wake up in the morning, I would be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not waking up earlier, but like, do it. It's crazy. And the idea of it is that you just let whatever thoughts, even if you're writing sad shit or stressed out shit or negative shit, you just let it out in the morning and you clear the way, and the rest of your day you're free to like let good creative juices flow through. And Craig has also been doing it. Our relationship has changed so much this month. It is really bananas. Like, nothing was like wrong or bad, but like, we are back to like the giddiness and the like excitement of like when we first met, like it has been completely bizarre, like crazy. And it's not that we're writing about each other. I definitely have days where I'm writing some stuff out, but it's like we're both like doing this practice that just like clears out funky energy. And it's just like this household has completely changed in 1 month. It's crazy. And I've just been feeling so good. And like even like yesterday I was feeling a little funky. I journaled it out this morning. I was feeling a little anxious yesterday. I wonder why. And then all of the reasons why came through.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh, and I'm done with that now. Whereas I think before, like it might have taken days or weeks to get rid of that stuff that was brewing. And some days it's like a lot of negative talk. Some days it's like sad. I started writing out a memory that I felt guilty about, like before my mom passed away, about not being there, that I didn't know I was holding on to, and I bawled for like an hour and then it was gone.
Wow.
I didn't even know that was in me and that it needed to be released. Like, I mean, I feel like these morning pages have gotten me through like 10 years of therapy in a month. Like it's been absolutely insane.
That's incredible.
Everyone has to do it. And like I said, there's no prompt. There's no anything. A lot of times I'm just describing the day before and then all of a sudden stuff starts flowing through. Like it's crazy. I can't recommend it enough. Morning pages.
Oh my gosh. I heard you talking about it a week or two ago. Mm-hmm. And so I tried it. I think I've done it twice.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I loved it.
It's crazy.
It was super fast for me though. It didn't take,
I don't know, maybe my notebook's just bigger, or
I think mine's smaller and I just like stream of consciousness and then I'm done.
Yeah.
But it did feel good.
Yeah.
It felt good to write something down and know that the point is to not revisit it.
You're not supposed to look back on it.
Yeah.
It's no one ever is going to look at it. Sometimes I think about, I'm like, what if like my grandchildren find this? There's some spicy stuff in there. And there's also some stuff where you're like, wow, this lady's fucked up. It's like a roller coaster, that notebook.
At the end, you burn the morning.
I think I'm going to have to, honestly.
That could be pretty, cathartic.
I think so, because it's meant to be something you don't look back on. It's been completely bizarre how this house has changed because we're both doing it.
I love that. I love just the idea of it just being freehand and then you either burn it or never look at it again. Mm-hmm. Because I was an avid journal writer from like maybe 15, 16 up until I was maybe 25. Mm-hmm. I have stacks of journals. I wrote all years and years and years. But I completely left out a lot of what was really going on because I was like, oh, well, one day my kids will find this or my grandkids or whoever's going to find, or I'll even look back on it. And I would like to not remember this part. So I'm not going to include it. And so it's like, it's like a sugar coated. Yeah. What's the point?
And it's like, it's not even that it's a journal. Like mine definitely is turning out that way a little bit because it's kind of like a way to start getting writing. I'm like, today this is happening, or yesterday I did this, but then like I said, like a like memory came forward and I wrote about that. Or like some days I'm just like gassing myself up and I'm like, I'm so ready for the next level. I am abundant. I am this. I am ready. And I'm just writing stuff like that. Like it's it feels so good. And again, it's like no agenda. It's not meant to be anything specific. Some days it can be venting. Some days it can be scripting. Some days it can be a journal entry about what's up. Like, it's just been the most healing thing I've ever done for myself. And sometimes I don't do it first thing in the morning, but I make sure I do it every single day. I've been actually taking Sundays off. I take one day off.
That's always nice.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. But
it's been incredible. So even if you're like, oh, I can only commit to like one page, like just start and do it. It's crazy.
So now I'm inspired to like really commit to it.
Yeah. Because like Craig and I were just like, wow, things have really changed like for the better. And then I was like, dude, it's the morning pages because we're both doing them. Like we get out like any sort of funky energy. And sometimes I am like writing about him, and then I'm just like, all right, that's done. Like, don't have to think about that anymore. And I was kind of laughing because like there'll be days where I'm like kind of like complaining and feeling down and like a little frustrated in our relationship. And like even that has shifted so much where now it's like all like super bright and super positive, and like I'm just like, wow, we really worked. I've personally worked through a lot of stuff that I didn't know that like I was holding on to or blocking, that were like not big deal stuff, but I just wrote it out, and it's like gone and over with now. It's crazy.
You heard it here. Morning pages.
The final thing that's new with me is really important to cover. I had to put my cats on a diet.
Oh, yeah.
They're both really fat. Boo all of a sudden is a big old belly barrel girl. And the neighbors were asking if she was pregnant. And I was like, oh no. And like, when we got
Never ask a lady.
Never ask a lady. She was like, we took her to the vet because I was like, I don't know, maybe she is. She got so fat all of a sudden. She's not. She's fixed. She's from a shelter. But then I was like researching their food, and I was like, we never really looked up how much to give them to eat. We just fill up like one like hefty scoop, you know, they're sharing it. It doesn't seem like that much food. Yeah, it's way too much for the both of them. And it's hard because Boo's supposed to eat like half the amount of Mr. Cat, and they just share a bowl, you know. So I've been giving them less, and they are upset. They're just like following me around everywhere, meowing at me, and I'm like, you are not starving. I gave you what you're supposed to eat. We've been overfeeding you for years. I'm so sorry, but we have to fix this, because when they're so little, it's so bad for them to be overweight. Even though it's cute. But so my cats are on a diet. We'll keep you updated. They're not pleased.
New year, new boo.
New year, new boo. I'm trying to play with them more. They go, you know, they're indoor, outdoor. They only go outside during the day. But they just go out there and they sit. And I'm like, chase each other around. Go for a walk. These little chunky monkeys
Climb
are just...
a tree.
Yeah, I'm like...
Hopscotch.
Anything. Get out there. I was chasing Boo around the house one night, but she didn't like it. She got scared. And I was like, we're playing a game, Boo. She hissed at me, and I was like, she does not like being chased. Noted. That is not a way to get her to exercise.
Well, you know, I love where we're at right now. The cats are on a path to wellness.
Yep. We're all growing and becoming better.
I had a big
beings.
cry. You've had insightful morning pages. What did I write down? Change is brewing.
Change is brewing.
Big, wonderful, scary, wonderful meeting tomorrow.
Yes. Oh my God.
And, you know what I want to mention? We were sent a really beautiful, thoughtful gift.
We were.
By a sweet goddess bestie named Daily.
Thank you, Daily, for our beautiful necklaces. I'll pull down my mic and lean forward so maybe you can kind of see it if you're watching the...
It's this gorgeous pink topaz choker, and Sadie has one, I have one, and Daily says that she has one too, so we are all matching now. And you wrote the sweetest letter, and I just want to say thank you so much from both of us.
Thank you, Daily. And I have my crochet heart earrings on from Mary, Big Magic Mare. I ordered a beautiful crochet top that I'm saving for, I want to wear it for our Valentine's Day episode because it's hot pink. But it's like a butterfly crochet top in a color that I picked out, and then she gifted I purchased the top, but she gifted me these beautiful heart earrings that are like in the same color that she made the top in. So I'm gonna wear them as a matching fit, but I just couldn't wait to wear the heart. So thank you. Big Magic Mare is her Instagram for the heart earrings. I'm obsessed with them. They're so cute.
Mm-hmm. So let's, on that note, do we need any
do we can never have too much well, I think our whole sure, let's do it.
Well, why don't we pull a card? Let's pull a card.
Yeah,
I'm ready to
Goddess Hangs presents Intuitive Magic Oracle Deck. These Oracle decks have been selling like hotcakes lately. It's very exciting.
Really have.
I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna sell out soon.
Sadie's been riding her cute new bicycle to the post office every couple days.
I have been. You know, these decks really have a magical journey before they get to you, because I cleanse them, and then I package them with sparkles and glitter. Well, it's confetti. It's not glitter. It's a little less aggressive than glitter. A
lot more fun.
You get confetti. You get real rose petals. You get stickers. We are almost out of the sample deck that I include a bonus card with the packaging. So order your deck soon if you want the bonus card.
So sweet. Sadie
that is signed by, well, it's signed by me, but it's signed from both of us.
Oh, you already lit this one on fire. Look at this.
Yep, one of them's already burnt.
Why am I not
surprised? Surprise, I burnt one of my Oracle deck cards.
All of Sadie's furniture. Sadie has almost lit this place on fire.
I need to make a reels documenting every burn mark in my house.
My life as a witch.
God bless Craig, because he gets frustrated, but he reels it back in very quickly. And it's mostly his furniture that I've burned. Oh, no. Because, you know, he's lived in LA forever and I moved here a few years ago. So I don't have that much furniture that I collected. But my desk is burnt. Our coffee table is burnt. Our dinner table is burnt. Our carpet is burnt.
Our magic oracle deck.
And now my magic oracle deck. This tray that I do spells on is burnt. A lot of stuff is burnt. Cautionary tale.
Burn things at your own risk.
Burn things at your own risk.
And at your furniture's risk. Boo has set up. She's ready. She's ready for the card. So
ooh, should we try and get her to pick a card?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Boo, will you please pick a card today for the goddesses?
Which card does everyone need to hear about today, honey? Oh, that one? Oh.
Which one is she going to? I can't see from where I am.
She likes two of them. She likes this one and this one. She kept going back and forth.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, okay. You know what? This has some good go-getter quantum goddess energy. We have speak up. Your words are the spells you cast over your life. Speak your truth and let it be known. And the artwork on this is a letter, which I love because
it's a morning page.
It's a morning page. It also reminds me of the awesome email outline that you have as a, isn't it like it's free offer gift when you sign up for Juliet's email list? And it's got that go-getter energy of like, speak up and tell the universe what you want. And if there's someone that you want to collaborate with, you gotta speak up. We've got speak up, and then we've got keep going. Sometimes we are mere inches away from finding our treasure. Do not stop. And the artwork on this one is a path leading up to a beautiful crystal treasure. There's some boulders in the path, but regardless of the obstacle, keep going. And I love this as a reminder because especially when we start getting excited about the thing we want to create, like we're about to do with all of the amazing women who sign up for Quantum Goddess, you can feel so much resistance right before the big breakthrough. And that means you're close. So it's exciting. It's a good thing. Every time I get super like imposter syndrome, ego, like creeping up, like every time, the worse I feel, I'm like, all right, this is going to be a good one though. This is going to be a big ass breakthrough. Like I kind of get excited because I'm like, something's happening here. Something's shifting. So keep going. Don't give up.
Those are huge for quantum level. How to create at the quantum level.
How to create at the quantum level. So we wanted to sort of take you through what our 12-week program is going to be like and how we've utilized it to create our business together, as well as ways we've used to create in our own separate businesses. Should we review everything we've created and then go into some of the details? Take it away, Juliet.
Okay. So in 1 year, in 12 wonderful months, we have, and this is out of order, but we created our beautiful intuitive magic oracle deck. And I just want to remind you that these things that we're going to talk about, we don't have a manager or an agent or an investor.
No, this
or
is
an
all
advisor.
Self-funded, self-created.
And we just figured it out.
We just figured it out.
Oh, it would be cool to make this. Okay, let's figure out how.
Yeah.
How hard could it be,
How hard
right?
could it be, truly.
So, because as I go through this list, I'm sure somebody's brain is going to go to a place of like, oh, well, I'm sure they have had tons and tons of help. And it's
really been...
You know, I think we have we help each other a lot, and we have the help of our beautiful assistant Anna Lynn, who helps us with making video clips, and a couple other things, and then my wonderful dad, who produces our podcast.
Yep.
And that's the team.
Yeah.
And Boo.
And Boo. Victor's helped us with awesome photos.
Yes, and Victor.
Craig has given us some great advice for the entertainment business, but yeah, we've self-funded, self-created, figured it out, and that's why we're excited, because like whether you're creating a business or a specific project or whatever it is, like we had literally no experience in anything we've created this past year, and it's across the board different types of things. So we know that regardless of what you want to create, our system will work, because it's pretty like, what do I want to say? Like it's really simple, and it's really applicable to whatever you want to create. Like creating a podcast is very different than creating and selling a deck. And that's also very different from selling courses, which is also very different from like, what are other things? Well, take it away.
Okay,
everything we've done has been just so different. We're just like, let's figure it out.
So we've created a beautiful oracle deck. We have collaborated on our fabulously gorgeous jewelry line with Out Charmed. We have created a popular podcast with engagement percentages that are so out of this world.
And without spending any money on advertising.
No, we haven't put a dime into advertising.
Or it's just sort of everything produced. Put out there.
We have traveled to New York City and Las Vegas to be the guest entertainment at
like some of the biggest convention centers and biggest events in the country.
We have booked our retreat, and 10 spots sold within, I think, 48 or 72 hours. And we still have, for our Patreon exclusive retreat in June in the Northwoods in Wisconsin, we still have 5 spots. So if you want to go to that, join our Patreon and reach out, because we would love to have you. We've done exclusive celebrity Hollywood events. Yes, we've done readings for some like really big, exciting people.
Crazy. Not where I saw my life going if you would have asked me at 18 years old.
We've created our Goddess Handbook, which is a digital downloadable resource that we get so much good feedback on. We have a merch line, which is really fun, with our hats and bags and stuff. We've booked meetings with some top Hollywood executives, and we've experienced in our business, individually and together, 4 to 5 figure days with ease, and built a website. We established ourselves as a legal partnership in the business world, and we have created a remarkable community, and we presently, as of this moment, have 62 Patreon members who are just the most amazing women that we've had the pleasure of meeting, and not only meeting and getting to know, but watching them inspire one another endlessly. And we have people whose their energy has changed over the past few
we've
months.
Seen it. And maybe like a dozen new businesses popped up out of it, because people are feeling inspired and aligned and in their like creative flow, which is so exciting.
So it's just been, when we say this all out loud, it's to me, it's pure evidence that we truly know how to quantum leap. Like I always say this, like, some people are experts at soccer or robotics, whatever, but like together we truly know how to make things happen, and how to make things happen quickly, and how to sort of find the easiest route from like point A to point B. I don't know another
Podcast with our like extremely modest numbers, like our audience is not huge, but we make a lot of money. Like we make enough money we each are making money in our own businesses, but we make enough money in our partnership for like our lives. So everything else is like bonus. And that happened in 1 year of our podcast with, you know, it's not ad money because our audience isn't at that level yet, our audience numbers. So we know how to make the most out of what we have, and we know how to create like a really meaningful impact, and we don't need 1 million subscribers to do it, which is pretty incredible.
Right. I love what you're saying. It is a total testament to, you don't have to become hyper obsessed with like, well, we need 30,000 followers or it's not successful.
Think about like, do you mind if I share what like our listenership is on a weekly average?
No, I think it's inspiring and out of this world, actually.
On average, with combining our YouTube and then our audio, we have about 500 listens a week.
Mm-hmm. And which sounds like a low number, right?
It sounds like a low number because I think you need about 10,000 downloads a week to start being considered for ad money. So we're far from that. Mm-hmm. But think about if we were like in like a comedy club or something and there was 500 people sitting there. That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of...
And the engagement percentage, that's why, okay, so one thing I really committed to my heart was that you cannot focus on, you know, typically this amount of people convert to this. Mm-hmm. Because like in our case, we are so far beyond the typical realm. Like we have 100 people will watch the YouTube video, but we have over 60 patron members. Like there's an impact happening here. And there's a magic happening here. And there's, you know, a value exchange happening here. And a living. We're earning this beautiful living that feels so good. And we know that we're supporting people and that they're getting so much for, say, the $5 they spend a month on Patreon, you know?
Yep.
So I think to even be able to talk about, you know, I think we've moved from like 500 to maybe even 1,000, 700. How many listens was like our top?
Our most listened to episode is at 900 right now. I looked recently.
Okay, that's exciting.
That was once. That was sort of that was like the episode the week I was on Chatty Broads, like that episode got like 900.
But don't we all collectively feel, like listeners included, like this is a podcast that gets like 30,000 plays? Mm-hmm. I just feel that way.
But you know what? That's why. So if you're out there starting a business, get excited about 100 Instagram followers. Get excited about 50 Instagram followers. Fill a room with those 50 people. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And that's 50 people or 100 people that you can change their life. You can have an impact. You can make a difference, because that's why we're successful, because we've always approached this from the energy of, I'm going to act like this is a $1 million or a million audience, whatever. It's already there. It's already, that's how we're going to show up, is like giving it our all. And that's how you need to approach every project, every dream, every vision, every start of a business, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. That's the energy of the quantum goddess, is like, I'm going to show up as though it's already done. You know, we can't wait to be $1 million business. And it's not just about those $1 million.
Oh, it's far more about the people.
Think about how many lives will have changed if we're making $1 million.
Right.
And then I get so caught up in my head in a really good way, like with my like activate your magic babes. They're talking about the way their lives are shifting, and then they'll mention, you know, oh, at work they're asking me about this stuff that's rippling out with their family, with their partners, whatever. And I'm just like, holy shit, every one of you that are listening that take even the smallest bit and change your life, even the littlest bit with it, and then that ripples out to the people in your lives, and then that ripples out to the people in their lives, and it's just incredible. And so holding on to, like, no matter the number of people in my audience, the way that ripples out, the way I can make a change and have an impact, it's priceless. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. Like that energy, it's just incredible.
I love what you said too about imagine 100 people in a room. And I think a year or two ago, I had some certain number of like on Spotify this year, you had, I don't know what it was. It was a pretty nice number. It was like 70,000 listeners or something. And I like Googled like stadium with X, and I could not, I was astounded. And yes, there will always be, you know, friends in my community who hit 1 million, you know, but it's celebrate, like each one of those one people is a life you can impact and help transform. And, you know, that's really like, we shared all the things that we have done up until this moment. And what we're really excited about now is the impact, being able to like continue to give back and like touch as many lives as possible. And then part of that umbrella is visibility. Like we're ready to be extremely visible because we're even seeing it in our beautiful Patreon group and in our listenership. People's lives are changing and we're like, oh my gosh, well then we need to, I mean, everybody needs to get a taste of whatever it is we've tapped into that, you know. I don't even,
it's like it's not even about us or like the abundance we want to bring in. It's like, who are we not to continue doing this and becoming more visible, because we are so clearly aligned with our purpose. And I also want to touch on like, you know, I know there's someone in our Patreon group that's like starting her stick and poke tattoo thing. And like that makes a beautiful ripple impact too, because you're bringing like so much joy and meaning to the people that like you tattoo. Like I can't tell you how good, like when I look at my hands now and like my little butterfly on my hand, and like I just like, I feel so good. I feel so like me, and that affects how I show up in the world. So like no matter like if you're making scrunchies or you're making candles or you're doing tattoos, like it makes a difference. So what you're doing, what you feel called to do is so fucking meaningful. Even if it doesn't seem like the obvious, like a doctor who saves lives, you know, like everything that you feel called to do, it makes a really beautiful impact on this world. And we're just so excited to, like step up and bring these projects, these visions to life and make them visible, really. Because it's important. Who are you not to?
Who are you not to? So we've developed this amazing 12-week program that is broken down in this really unique way that I've personally not seen a program constructed like this, where, you know, every week there's a different theme and there will be content that will be rolled out on a weekly basis. And then every other week is a live call. And while all these things are happening, and while you're sort of working through the different journaling prompts, the different assignments, like everything that's going on, we are chatting, all of us, in a live group. Now, this is not the part that hasn't been done before. This has been done before. But what hasn't been done, I don't think, is Sadie brings her expertise. And again, we're both good at both, but we're going to lead with our zone of genius for this. Sadie brings her expertise of the energetic work. So every week there's a whole portion on the energetic work behind each thing, and the spiritual approach and the intuitive approach, and getting into the energy, the vibration, the alignment. And then while that's all being worked on, which is essential, then there's the practical, earthly work. It's almost like Sadie deals with
the feminine
like,
and the masculine in a really natural, because the thing is, and we said this in the beginning, like we have done so much in 1 year. Not once did I feel overwhelmed or busy or like, I definitely in my like own separate business, but everything we worked on together because we balanced each other. It was so fucking easy.
Very fun.
It was so fun. It was so natural.
And it was fast.
It brought in money so quickly. It became a support for us so fast, so quickly, faster than anything I worked on my own, even though we both done amazing on our own projects. But it's just like, if you want to create something easy in the easiest way possible, like we've nailed down the system to do that.
We truly have. We truly have. You get the the masculinity, the femininity. You get Sadie's like your moon goddess. I'm like the sparkly sun fairy. And like we know what works, and it is broken down in a way that is really like your hand is held through the process. So you will not feel confused, I don't think, for a second, because it's going to be extremely straightforward and clear. And you will have the support of me and Sadie 24/7 and the other people in the group. And it's just, it's always nice to have the accountability of a group, because I know personally, like when I've done programs alone, it's a way different experience than when you're in a program with a group. And it's not even a competitiveness, but there's a desire to like shine your light and keep up, and you just hold one another accountable.
And that is why we're also keeping the group small, because we want to be able to like give you individual attention, individual support, and it be like you really know everyone who's in the group. It's not going to be 50 women that you're trying to figure out who is who and what everyone is doing and keeping up with that. It's going to be 13 of you. So 12 other goddesses plus us too. So there'll be 15 of us in the group chat. So let's go over a little week by week breakdown. So I'm not going to give you, this is a pretty detailed outline. The first week I'm going to give you the full detail so that you can kind of get a grasp on what the balance is, and then I'm not going to give everything away in the other
I love, that's a great idea.
So week 1, next level clarity. So the energy work in week 1 is going to sound like answering the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Who is your soul calling you to be? Trusting your path. If you could do anything and be supported, what would it be? Inner knowing, what lights you up? What's your vision for this project creation? Like taking what you think you want to create and really like adding some sparkle to it, some glitter, like making it bigger and better and crystal clear on like what it is we're doing the next 12 weeks together. From the practical side of it, and this is what I love because you need both and it makes me so excited. So the practical is develop an aligned name for your project, your brand, your offering. Reserve a domain name if that applies to you, and or an IG name, and Jotform, which is a platform that we use to sell things, or a similar platform. And then begin crafting a mission statement for your project, your brand, your offering.
And I'll get into how to go about all of that and what makes a really strong mission statement. And it's not perhaps what you've been taught about mission statements in the past. It's what really, really works for me, for us. So
I'm honestly excited to put my own business through this and clarify things, like this whole thing. Every time I teach my program, I go through all of it and I reteach myself everything, and I'm really excited to put my business through this group coaching container. And you know what? I've invested in like very expensive business courses, but they were very, very masculine, and it was really hard for me, and I didn't really fully commit to them because it didn't have the feminine part where I worked on believing that was possible for me, the energy of it, because we can't create something and then receive the energy exchange for it if we don't believe like we're worthy of it or if it's possible for us. Like the energy has to be pristine around it if you want it to be easy. Like the feminine is meant to like hold the masculine and allow it to be just simple, easy, where the masculine is just like, yep, this. Like the steps are clear, practical, simple, done. And that's what we're doing here. I'm so excited. Okay. Week 2, we will have a live call together. And week 2, the theme is divine authority. So really claiming like your space and why this is meant for you. I love that you wrote, don't dim to fit in.
Yeah, no, none of that.
And then some of the practical side of that is like sort of figuring out like who your customer is or who your niche is or who this project is meant to be directed toward. Again, I'm not going to get as specific as the first week, but you have your energy and your practical there. Just really figuring out like what the space is that you're taking up and being ready to take up that space. Week 3, the power of commitment.
Ooh, enough said.
I I love that one practical part of the power of commitment is that we will be signing contracts with ourselves. So claiming your new title, claiming your role, like Juliet and I love our titles of like goddess and fairy, witch. We own those roles. We are many things. But like, what is your role? We are founders. We are CEOs. We are witches. We are goddesses. Like, who are you? We're going to be talking a little bit about like branding and things like that. Week 4, align your life. This is another live call. So this is going to be really fun, the energy work with bringing like magic and ritual into your business and your daily life, because it's so important to create a fertile ground, right? Aligning your whole life so you feel good and aligned to continue to pursue. And so practical parts of this is going to be like clearing out, placing boundaries, things like that. Week 5, release and forgive.
Wait, this is only month 1?
Yeah, that was all in month 1.
What a big month.
Yeah, it's going to be intense. I mean,
we're talking about quantum leaping, not a 5-year plan.
Yeah, you're going to get about 5 years of business done in 3 months. So come ready to show the fuck up, because it's really important that we do this together as a group. Like, I don't want you to sign up if you're going to just like be like, oh, I'll catch the replays. I'll get to them when I get to them. Of course, schedules are different things. You don't have to be live at every call. There will always be replays available, but we want you to be committed to keeping up with the work as it comes week by week. It's really important, because we're quantum leaping. You can't quantum leap with the energy of I'll get to it when I get to it. Okay?
That's so true.
Do you want to go over the next month?
Yeah. Okay, month 2.
I'm talking a lot.
Okay, week 5, release and forgive. So this week is going to lean a little bit heavier into the energetic realm, the magical realm. And this is a topic that is so huge when it comes to birthing a new project, launching something, sharing your art with the world, whatever it is that you're working on. There needs to be a level of releasing and forgiving going on. And that's not something that's going to be touched on in business school. I'll tell you that right now.
You have to make space for the yumminess, the juiciness to blossom into.
Absolutely. And there are some practical things here as well. Like, so do this and do that. But that's going to be, I think I put an underlined emotional week. So that's going to be a big week. A big week. And then as we move past that week, we enter the realm of quantum self-love and visibility. And we have a live call. And again, this quantum level of self-love and believing in oneself. And I'm sure there'll be some sprinkles of confident goddess energy and all sorts of things. And then the practical, I'm not going to spoil it, but the practical assignment this week is so fun. So much fun. You're going to love it. Okay, week 7, inspired action manifestation. We're going to get into the whole magic, the tricks of inspired action, how important it is in the creation process, in the quantum creation process. And then this is a week, because it's inspired action week, where there's a lot of practical stuff to do.
Yep.
There's a big to-do list I have for you. So, I mean, nothing that's going to take 12 hours, but there's a list. And what you'll do through this program is you will customize it to what makes sense for your project, your offering, your vision. If you don't need to build a website, don't build a website. And I'm not teaching you web development, but I can show you where you can get a domain name. I can show you some easy ways to build a website. But maybe you don't need that. So we have other alternatives and options, but there's a lot of practical work on the Inspired Action Week.
And that's another reason we're keeping the group small, because it's like, okay, one of the assignments this week is maybe like to like start building your website. Well, I don't think that really applies to me, or, I already have like my Etsy shop up. How does this apply to me specifically? That's why the group is small. So we can say, okay, well, you've already got maybe an Etsy shop set up. How can we jazz up, add sparkle, add glitter to this to make it stand out? Like, how can we elevate what's already there? Right. So it's like, again, 13 of you here. So when an assignment more or less comes up and you're like, how does this apply to me? We're there and ready to support you in making it happen.
There will not be a single week where you're looking around with nothing to do. Okay. Everything can be customized for you and your project. And if you have a question like, do you think this will work for Quantum Goddess? Just DM us, because my guess is the answer is yes.
Yeah. Let us know if you're wondering about your vision, your project. This is not for someone that is like, I'd like to have a business, but I have no idea what it is yet. Then you're better off starting with like Activate Your Magic, starting off with Divine Confident Goddess, because you need to get to a place where you have an idea, and we have so many offerings for that place in life, because we've both been there. This is for the next step when you're getting clear. We're ready to clarify it more, but you know what you want to create to a certain level.
Well said. Then we have week 8, which is money week. Abundance and money week. So it's going to be a lot about the energetics of money. Sadie is incredible at this. I'm quite good at this too, especially when it comes to the practical stuff, because there's a lot of things that you might not think about establishing, setting up, getting all your ducks in a row financially when it comes to being able to start receiving money, receiving payments.
Yep.
So this is going to be a really fun week, because it's going to be extremely educational and I think equal parts energetic and practical. And then, do you want to do the last 4?
Sure.
That was
only 2 months. There's still a month left. What could we possibly be doing next?
Can you imagine? Can you even imagine how wonderful this is going to be?
So now we're ready to start like launching stuff at this point. So week 9, prep week, resistance and ego. So getting that last bit of like, it's almost like revisiting, we have release and forgive week. We're coming back week 9. We've cleared some space. We've gotten clear. We've like set up, like we've established that we're going to have money flowing in our life, all of these things. Resistance and ego is going to creep back in, and it's going to continue to creep back in every time you level up. But we're ready to circle back on that and get ready to share what we've created, ready to accept energy exchanges for what we've created, ready to sort of recognize and accept the tricks that ego likes to play. And then on the practical side, we're finalizing, we're sort of cleaning up any like energetic leaks. We're getting everything in order for like when the thing launches, whether that's like your website so you can sell things or whatever it is. But it's that troubleshooting, preparing, finalizing week. Week 10, unveiling and personalized feedback. This is another live call. So we're going to take a look at your project that you've created, and Juliet and I and your peers, and I think we're going to break up into even smaller groups so that you'll have an accountability group, and you're going to have like a beta testing stage. Have people take a look, give you your honest feedback. How do you feel when you look at this project? What is the messages you're receiving? How can I become clearer on what it is I'm putting out into the world? So you have your peers and us ready to say like, love this needs to get clear, this needs to be switched, whatever it is. We're ready to step into a new reality.
I know. And that's so valuable, because to have 2 quantum experts, I'm just going to call us that. Okay.
I actually recently was like, I'm ready to call myself an expert. It's a scary thing to claim, but I'm like, no, we are.
Yeah, we clearly. So you have 2 quantum experts. You have 2 people who've sort of taken the left of center path and done quite well. And you have, 12 other goddesses who also really want to see you succeed. What an amazing group to get feedback from. It's very different than showing it to your friend who really has no skin in the game, no interest, and they're like, yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
It's going to be both hyping each other up and giving constructive feedback of like, this could be better, this could change. It's going to be like honest and upfront and really, really supportive. Week 11, outreach magic. Getting that go-getting energy. Okay, so getting confident in reaching out and creating and doing it and reaching out and beginning the launch process. Building excitement. And then week 12, your final week. You're launching, babe. You're putting your creation out into the world. And you know we're going to fucking celebrate. And that's everything. Guess what? You've just quantum leaped when you've created all these 12, well, it's going to be more than 12 steps, but
a patented 12-step program.
Quantum Goddess. So, yeah, I mean,
honestly, this could be a program where every week is broken into a month.
Yeah.
Because there's that much to do and say about it. But who has the time? No, the whole point is that I personally like to get stuff done quickly. I like to put work out quickly. I like to get, I think we made our deck in about 12 weeks time. Like everything that we do.
Yeah, I mean, that was a ton of work.
Sort of.
Over 60 cards created. And we did that in a few months.
So to me, it's fun. It's like, the literal time span of a season. Like in this season of my life, I'm creating this. And Sadie and I both love to just always be creating things. I love to have my hands in all sorts of things. And this, we're so excited to watch these like beautiful project flowers just blossom, just absolutely blossom. And I think you will be so just astounded at what you can do in 12 weeks when you commit to like all the steps and all the energy work and all the practical work. You will be so set up for success. It's going to be amazing.
We're so excited. So if you, again, are wondering if this is the right fit for you, if this applies to what you have a vision for, talk to us. We're so excited. You can DM us on Instagram at goddesshangs, or you can email us goddesshangs@gmail.com. We would love to chat with you. It's going to be launching on February, so it's Tuesday, February 2nd at midnight PST, Pacific time. So that's technically Monday the 1st at like, what would that be, like 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you're listening to this the first day, set your alarms because we're pretty sure these spots are going to go fast.
Yeah.
This is the beta launch, so it's going to be a crazy investment. Like, we're giving a crazy good deal because this is our first run through. We want to test the waters, see how it all works out. And we're so excited to see this first group of goddesses quantum leap.
I just, nothing makes me happier. Truly, like just to see a creation be born and the excitement around that.
Well, I'm just thinking about how much, like what a portal our Patreon is and how much quantum leaping has happened in that without us giving a step-by-step, just being in the energy of like our energy and the group energy. So I'm like, I can't imagine when it's a more intentional portal for actual quantum leaping because we've seen such insane quantum leaps happen in the Patreon. So I'm like, when we bring in 13 people and are like, this is exactly what you need to do what we do. It's
and to
crazy.
Do it really well and to do it pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's going to be insane. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
And I'm really excited to put my business through the step-by-step too and kind of clean up the energy around mine.
I know, big same. Sadie was looking through like my practical steps and she was like, oh, wow.
I was like, I have, I'm sure I've made plenty of Instagram posts that are more or less a mission statement whenever I like reintroduce myself or something. But I'm like, I don't have a mission statement technically. Like,
oh, it feels good. It feels good to have one.
I mean, I need to completely update my website. So that's going to be like my like quantum goddess project is my website and like launching my website.
And I can answer a lot of website questions.
Yeah.
I'm not developing a website. Although I did develop mine and ours.
And the goddess things.
Okay, I guess, yeah, I can help. Just let me know.
And like we, again, like we're not business coaches, but we're experts at deciding we want to create something and figuring it out.
And then it goes quite well.
So we're so ready, and we know that it's going to be just simple, straightforward, and fucking powerful, whatever it is that you want to create. It doesn't have to be a business, but we know a lot of you are going to be entrepreneurs that are entering this space with us. Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
It really will be. Oh, I just got a big chill.
So we're so excited. We're so excited to see who enters the portal with us. Oh, it's going to be so juicy. Juicy, juicy, juicy. What else? Don't forget, we have our intuitive magic oracle deck. We are always wearing our Outcharmed Goddess Hangs collab jewelry. We have the Sadie the Witch necklace, the Juliet the Goddess necklace, our charm bracelet, our charm ring. So effing cute. We have a really cute merch. We have now we have a bucket hat.
Oh yeah, we have dad hats and bucket hats.
I wear my witch hat like every single day. I'm excited for the bucket hat. And what else? Anything else?
Just that, it's we have a lot of fun stuff planned for February, episode wise.
Yes, lots of juicy love
stuff. And relationship kind of things.
And it's February 1st, the perfect time to join the Patreon.
Oh
Need we say more? It's a fucking portal. You really can't get a better deal than $5 a month to enter this space. Like, it is crazy, the things happening there, the healing, the quantum leaping, the creation. It is such a supportive, healing, uplifting, just full of like awesome like humor and laughter. It's I don't want to toot our horns too much, but it's a fucking amazing community that we manifested, and I can't believe it. It's awesome.
Fantastic. You join, the confetti starts flying. Yep. They pop the champagne. I mean, it is the warmest welcome into a group of strangers who will be your best friends by the end of the week that you will ever experience. It is not Mean Girl Summer Camp 2004. No. It is heavenly.
Far from it.
Goddess get together virtually 2022. You're gonna love it. You're not a minute too late. People are joining all the time, and once you join, you can go back through any chat you want. It's all there for you to enjoy.
And we have a very exciting coven meeting for February. So if you join the coven tier, which is our second tier, you are invited to a once a month Zoom meeting where we all hang out and we do different things. January's was a pendulum workshop, which is super fun. We had a Halloween party. We've done manifestation spells. This month, because it's February, it's the month of love, Valentine's Day. Our meeting is on the last Wednesday of the month, and we are doing a self-love spell and learning about sex magic. I have been practicing a lot of sex magic, so I'm excited to speak on this.
Sadie is, talk about an expert.
Yeah.
Sadie's put in the time.
I have been quite the little minx lately, I have to tell you. Because
that's what Victor calls me. He goes, you minx.
I think it's the morning pages. The libido has been strong.
Love it.
And I've been doing a lot of sex magic. So I'm excited we're not going to literally do it on Zoom.
You know what? It works. Let me tell you.
It works.
Whatever Sadie's doing, I tell her, keep doing it.
Yep. We're not going to be practicing it together on Zoom. Don't worry. But I am going to be telling you about it, how it works, how to do it.
Secrets
and ways it's helped.
From the sexiest witch around. Sadie.
So I'm
I'll be there too
to share about my sex magic wins and teach you all what it's all about. It's very simple. It's very easy, and it's very fun. I would say the most fun magic I practice.
Yeah.
So we would love to see you at our coven meeting for February. We'd love to see you in the Patreon. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Goddess Hangs. I am Sadie Olson.
I'm at Juliet.Piper.
And we'll have all of our links in the show notes. Check them out. And anything else?
I was just going to say, if Quantum Goddess is calling you, we cannot wait to see you inside the container. And whether it is or whether it isn't, we just hope you have the most beautiful, magical day. And we're so happy that you're part of our community.
And we should clarify, actually. Quantum Goddess is launching to the waitlist only tonight. So it's not public yet. So hop on the waitlist in the link in bio, because it's only sending out to the waitlist. So, yes. Final thing.
Okay, good. I hope you made it to the end to catch that very important step.
You're gonna be like, where's the link? I mean, DM us and we'll freaking send it to you. But we're so excited, and we'll see you goddesses next week. Bye.